Folks, I'm pretty sure, at least for now, the algorithms at B have shadow banned me from Lootube. It's not even that needing the ID thing. It's that for no difference from what I've really been doing recently. The last few videos on Lootube of mine literally ain't getting recommended whatsoever. You can go into the studio and you can see the click-through rate. Been doing the same stuff as a ab for a while and a half, for in some ways over 10 years, and it literally just ain't. So, yeah, and you know how Lootube works with, for those that are subscribed to the channel and don't even see the videos either unless they click a secondary button. So, yeah, I mean, in a way, you could say I'm making this video somewhat biased and pissed off, but, well, yeah, I mean, I've been pissed off at Lootube for the majority of time I've been on it, and at this point I've been on it for maybe even the majority of time just to advertise for Library and Odysee and such. It might in some way be a bit of bias too, is that I've had my most success on Library and Odysee that don't exactly use algorithms and such, but yeah, just in general, even though there might be some bias or whatever, I still very much stand by that. It's better to have more confidence in yourself than it is to algorithms that you might have to deal with online. Anymore, the old quote-unquote dead internet theory is reality. I mean, you even saw some Ordinary Gamers video on Library and Odysee that he posted an article, quickly talked about it, that over 50% of the internet is literally bots now. And that's of the known internet. Who knows what's going on behind the scenes, and who knows what websites are trying to hide from people and all that. That's of what we know. So that's a scary thought. So yeah, when the majority of the internet is literally algorithms, it's hard to really be confident in the results that you get on the internet, but always have confidence in it yourself, especially if you yourself have been doing stuff like this for a while and a half right yonder, because you know what works and what doesn't. You know what you enjoy and what you don't. And that's probably about as straightforward as it gets. Of course, I mean, it's always good to take feedback from genuine people and stuff. For the people that have commented on your videos in years and stuff, you know, they're not bots, and there are definitely those out there to trust and not trust, and that's just on an individual basis, who to trust and not trust. I'm not here to preach one side or the other or whatever, but generally speaking, confidence in yourself is a good thing. Back now, over 6 years ago, I joined the library because that seemed to be the first platform, at least I knew about, that had YouTube Sync, and like secondary, it had the freedom of speech and all that too, but the internet wasn't quite to the point as it is now in terms of freedom of speech being absolutely necessary. I mean, at this point, you see so many sites nowadays taking that away, including Lootube and stuff. This video isn't directly about that, but I guess I'll discuss on what so many others have, like starting on August 13th, Lootube forced people to use an ID or other forms of getting information from people that they definitely do not need, because their algorithms deemed them to be under 18. Even though in some instances their literal Lootube channel would be older than 18, and there's proof of that if you want to find it. So yeah, and then like the EU countries banning certain games because of their online safety acts, certain credit card companies banning certain games because it's quote-unquote nefarious content, blah blah blah. Yeah, we're in a sad state of affairs. And, I mean, I'll be quite frank, I don't think it's gonna get better. I mean, it's always good to fight for it and all that on a group level. As many people that can band together and try to fight it as possible. But frankly, we're already behind and losing ground. The bots and the algorithms and the AI are winning. They're literally already over 50% of the traffic that we know about, and I'm sure a lot of that traffic has a lot more power and influence than the traffic that we do. Probably even back when it's even just 20-30% of internet traffic being bots, the bots already had more influence than we do because the bots know exactly how to manipulate and in some ways even outright hack and steal and all that to the point to where the say of the bots and the algorithms and whatever else you want to call it makes more of a difference than what the humans do. I'm not saying things are going to get better on a macro scale, but at least on a micro level, still have trust in yourself. Back to like I was saying before, 6 or so years ago, starting on Odysee. Back then it was library. For about the first 6 months on the site, I think I ended up maybe 4 followers, which is equivalent of subscribers on Lootube. And I mean, I was plenty happy with that because I wasn't really promoting much. The main reason I did that is just because I wasn't really liking what Lootube was doing at the time, and I wanted a way to sync videos in case things got worse. Even at the time, I was thinking, oh, I'm not so confident things are going to get better. And oh boy, was I ever right about that. Never been more right about something in my life, I genuinely think. But, yeah. But then, lo and behold, the pandemic, because I'm putting this on Lootube to promote for Library and Odysee and such, I'll say the pandemic, I think I'm allowed to say that, hit and more people are at home, and then within about a month or two of having 4 followers, I had 100, and then about a month or two later, I had around 750, and then by the end of the year, I'm pretty sure by that point I had over 2,000, all in the course of about a year. So I had confidence in myself, tried something new, and it worked out pretty good. Of course, there was some kind of external circumstance that may or may not have helped that, but even just now, and I guess I'm going to link it in the description, but frankly, it truly and really is just a test. I don't see any way, shape, or form that I would ever have any point in using it as a main platform. But I posted a few videos a few years back when there were the allegations that Bitchute, that platform that it was claimed as an alternate to Lootube that opened 2 years after Library, from how I understand it, was using bots to make the video views look artificially more. So then I put 4 videos on the site to test that. And lo and behold, they all ended up with about the same amount of views, but yet all of them had at least like 1,250 views. None of them had more than like 1,400. And yet of all of that, I got 1 subscriber from. And those were all like different types of games and all sort of a different format of things. It was just generally pretty well received on other platforms, Lootube, Odysee, GT Planet, whatever. Of clips that I knew both I liked and other people's did, I got 1 follower in that, and yet like over 5,000 views and 4 videos. The first 4 that I put on the site. But lo and behold, just recently I put a video back on Bitchute because I was aware everybody was jumping ship from Lootube because of the ID thing, and I wanted to see how active Bitchute still was. And lo and behold, the first video that I put on that site in a while got about 75 videos, or 75 views in a day, and the most recent video that I have on there, as of the time of recording this, already has about 15 views in less than an hour, so I really can't complain about that. Of the first videos on the site where I have 1 subscriber on in over 4 years. Really can't complain. about that one. So, of course, in a way, this is a personal brag, but that's also having confidence in things that aren't algorithms. It's just realizing the nature of what's happening in humanity. The humans are reacting to the algorithms and the faceless corporate government changing things, so the humans are consciously jumping ship from Lootube to other platforms. So then I decided to try a different platform to judge how active it is, and lo and behold, as of now, not to buck what works or whatever. Over the last few days, I've got more views on Bitchute than I have on any other site. Never in my life would I figured have say that. That's a truism, folks. I'm pretty sure in the entire time I've been on Odysee, while I've very much had a consistent viewership and consistently growing, especially in followers, I'm pretty sure on Odysee I have 4 videos that have over 1,000 views. The first 4, and at one point only 4 videos that I posted on Bitchute had over 1,000 views. Pretty sure those are bots, but this time around it might be genuine traffic. We'll see. But the point is to continue having confidence in yourself and understanding what the human nature is doing, not the algorithms. Like, I joined Library and Odysee way back then because it was a conscious choice that humans actually did coding and stuff for, to be able to be the first site, as far as I know, to sync Lootube videos, because Lootube had the adpocalypse and the beginning of the censorship and all that between 2018 and 2019, and thus I joined Library, and the rest is history. With that. So even as far back as 6 years ago, I had confidence in myself and realizing what was going on with actual human beings to decide my choices on things, and it worked amazingly well, better than I ever had been on Lootube, and ever will be, I would assume, at least for me personally. And even just in the last few days, it's still working as well. So, of course, that is personal bias. Of course, it's kind of gloating about myself. I'll admit that. But in my opinion, I'd rather have confidence in myself than some faceless corporation that's just there to steal your data. Like I've said forever, it sucks that an American company that hires so many people on YouTube and makes so many people's careers in terms of monetization and stuff is so evil. I don't want any American company to fail. I don't want any American company to be corrupt. I don't want any American company to be evil, but lo and behold, it seems like more and more, especially of the giant companies, are... I don't have any data to outright back that, but sometimes you kind of just use common sense and tell that a lot of the biggest companies in America are becoming more evil, are becoming more greedy, are becoming more hated. So, yeah. Lootube, Google, all that is definitely no exception. And a lot of that, too, is not just the algorithms of the videos, it's the algorithms of the monetization and such. At this point, the only reason Lootube is popular is because the biggest creators and such still can make the most money from it. If the creators truly had confidence in themselves and not the platform they were on, then I could truly see many of them believing that they could make that much money, if not more, for alternative methods, whether it's going on a different site than your Patreon, even though I think there's even starting to be leery stuff about that, with stuff like MasterCard and Visa and the credit card companies being evil, but then there's other ways to go about that too, by using PayPal or other third-party sources, even sometimes crypto, maybe avoid the evil mega credit card corporations, but that's somewhat of a different video. But still, the point being is there's plenty of alternative motives if people were truly confident in themselves. A specific one is actually kind of mentioned in the video earlier in the video too. Is some ordinary gamers revamped his channel on Odysee and actually contacted the staff directly about getting the videos synced again and what the future of the site holds and stuff. And one of the things that he said that I haven't actually heard before, that's great for this site, and I'm going to go ahead and mention too, he's the one saying it, so don't take it with a grain of thought of if it's true. I don't know, I just heard it from him, is that the site now, with the partnership with Forward Research, has 20 years of funding. Take that as you may, of like what kind of funding that is or whatever, but that's what he said. It's in the video. So that's great in terms of Odysee, but what ain't so great is he said straightforward is he has no plans whatsoever in making Odysee his main platform. It's just going to be a mirror. I mean, I don't know the exact specifics, but I swear like half the videos that he makes is making fun of giant companies that are evil and just there to take your data. So why wouldn't he go ahead and move to a platform in which he could post the same videos, if anything, make them better and make them even less censored and more aligned with his true thoughts? Get a lot of truly new users and not just bots, not just the same old people. The same old people who are loyal to you would come over, and then also you would benefit from this new user base as well, and then make it the new like main platformer. I mean, I can really only think about two answers there. One, the most straightforward, and I'll get into first, is monetization. He doesn't truly have confidence in himself. He has confidence that Lootube will keep on paying him. As much as I like the video that he made recently and watch a lot of videos on his channel here on Odysee in general, he should definitely have more confidence in himself and preach a lot, or do a lot what he preaches. He preaches internet safety and he preaches fighting against the big companies and stuff, and yet you still post your videos mainly on Lootube. I mean, he even said straightforward, the only two sites he's on whatsoever is Lootube and Odysee, which whether he knows it or not, that also means library, but whatever. Library / Odysee. Long live and hopefully forever live library. But, like, the point being is that a lot of the good things he says are great, but his actions are they kind of just end up same old, same old. And granted, I will say straightforward is that for now, I'm still on Lootube, but I would hope y'all can tell the main reason that I'm on Lootube, and it has been for arguably the majority of time now that I've actually been on Lootube, is to advertise for Library and Odysee, and at the very least, against Lootube itself. Until I get banned for doing that, which seems more and more likely, because like I said, I'm pretty sure I'm shadow banned anyway. The videos are not getting recommended whatsoever, and the subscribers are not getting the videos who haven't hit the secondary button. I can see that in analytics. They can't even directly hide that. Those that want to do the research and check can see when they're getting bullshitted by Lootube, and it's pretty clear I am. But yeah, the point being is that have confidence in yourself. I mean, again, obviously take feedback of those that you trust. It's always great. That's part of why I started rantating and had more confidence to do other types of channels as well. But even kind of what I deferred to the beginning of the video too is just seeing how humanity is changing and what people in general are liking and not just the algorithm. Like, one of the reasons I started specialtating the sports channel is because Odysee said straightforward that they were making a sports category, and I figured, oh, well, I don't think that's going to end up being a whole heck of a heap of videos. I have enough to say there where I feel like it's relevant for me to make the channel, and lo and behold, when I post new videos on that, usually I can end up as the very top one in the entire sports category. So yet again, I had confidence in myself because I saw what human beings were doing and promoting, coding, working on themselves, and it worked out even with that too. Even a completely different type of channel being sports, and that worked out well. Of course, again, a lot of this is bias, a lot of this is self-promotion, I get it and such. But it's also great as well of when people have confidence in themselves to then post it on other people that have confidence on sites that the human beings are making and not the algorithms and such like Odysee. I'll end off this video by saying, if I've done on many sites and many others have done on many sites too, of creator promotions, I've done that off and on, probably 20 or so videos, and might start that again, albeit Gran Turismo's a little bit dead. There ain't a whole heck of a heap of new Gran Turismo creators, especially on Odysee, and I don't blame anyone for that. That's just the state of Gran Turismo and the racing game genre as a whole. I get it. But there is the content creator, Rainbow Berry Forest, and others in there too, but Rainbow Berry Forest seems to be driving the movement on Odysee to promote other channels and to get people off Lootube. I reposted the video on my channel itself of the channel promotion video, so that way a real human being that makes actual content, from what I could tell, that's genuinely, truly, and really art. There's no AI or anything involved with that. There's no algorithms. There's no artificial enhancements or any of that. That's all truly and really done by a human, as far as I can tell. I'm not super smart on art, but everybody seems to like the channel, so I'll go by that too. Again, other human input says a lot too. So, human having confidence in other humans to then give the other humans to have more confidence in themselves as well. It's a snowball effect of positivity and growth. That's very much a good thing too. When humans can have confidence not just in themselves, but in each other, and avoid all these algorithms and things that are just there to steal your data and then probably just end up selling to other bots and faceless corporations that are only about the money. That's a positive feedback loop as well. Overall, I don't see the internet as a whole getting better. But at least when there are some individual sites that are there as a little speck of shining light, a little star in the sky, whatever you want to call it, of hope, it's better than nothing. I'm not gonna be all sunshine and rainbows with the internet will get better, this is only a phase, whatever. Honestly, I think the internet's, on average, is only going to become even more bots and only going to steal your data more and only going to be more about making money and less about actual content and the people in the community and all of it. But as long as there's still some sites fighting, and apparently Odysee still has 20 years of funding, hopefully I still have at least 20 years of some type of video in me, then I'll continue as long as there's somewhere I can even remotely post content. I get it. Some people need to make a living and such. I mean, like I said, some ordinary gamers. The main reason I think he's staying on YouTube is the money. And if you need it, I get it. If that's the only way you can survive, then so be it. But have confidence in yourself that there can be alternatives, whether it's the platforms or the ways to make money, whatever it may be. But honestly, another reason I do think he, to some extent, is staying on Lootube is because, for now, there are more people on Lootube. So he thinks that he can grow the audience and get new people more on average on Lootube, and that's commendable to some extent, too, because he wants more new people to see the videos and grow the audience and have, again, like I've said before, positive feedback loop. But the problem with that is that there's the only reason there might still be more new people joining Lootube is because more of the bigger creators are on Lootube. If more of the bigger creators move to other platforms, there wouldn't be more new people joining Lootube. Everybody would improve from joining the better and more human-ran, less algorithm-driven platforms. If the bigger creators join sites like Odysee and make it their main thing, more of the other people would join too. Thus, the sites then would be making more money, and it would be more money than that the creators themselves can make as well. And it's a snowball effect of positivity, but at this time it's positively affecting the human beings and not the algorithms and not the bots and not the bottom line. It's affecting the human beings positively. And while, again, I don't think it's going to happen on a macro scale, as long as there's still individuals fighting, as long as there's people that have hope in themselves, Whether it's them making videos or them improving a site or whatever it may be, in at least some way, it'll be worth a yeehaw. Yeehaw!